Barry Gardiner, Jeremy Corbyn and Emily Thornberry. Getty Images. Chloe Chaplin. 11 hours Monday, September 24, 2018. A senior Labour MP dismissed it as Looney Tunes to think that the Prime Minister would call an early election, despite the party leadership throwing their weight behind one. Barry Gardiner, the Shadow International Trade Secretary, was addressing a fringe event at the party's annual conference in Liverpool. According to reports on Twitter, Mr. Gardiner said he would vote for Remain if a second Brexit referendum was held and would welcome an election. Brexit debate needs realism, but added that people were in Looney Tunes territory if they thought the government would agree to it, and said he intended to inject some realism into the Brexit debate. Shadow Trade Secretary Barry Gardiner has told a fringe meeting at pic.twitter.com/vasopalbin9j, Helen Cat @BeebJellencott, September 24, 2018. His comments undermined repeated calls for a general election made by Jeremy Corbyn, and backed up by Shadow Chancellor John McDonnell and Deputy Leader Tom Watson. Mr. Corbyn has been under pressure to support a second vote on the Brexit negotiations, which would allow the public to reject a deal brought back to Parliament. But he said he would prefer to have a general election which, if won by Labour, would then give his party control of Brexit. Jeremy Corbyn, Sitz and John McDonnell have called for another election. Getty Images. On the eve of the conference, Mr. Corbyn said he would respect the will of party members if they voted in favour of another referendum. And after a 5-hour-long meeting on Sunday night, the party agreed to hold a vote on whether to keep all options on the table, which would include a vote on whether to scrap Brexit entirely and remain in the EU. The issue of the vote threatened to cause divisions at the top of the party after Mr. McDonnell suggested that any such poll would be on whether to accept a Brexit deal or conduct fresh negotiations with Brussels, rather than seek to reverse the 2016 decision to leave the EU. All options on the table. The wording of the referendum question would be a matter for Parliament, said Mr. McDonnell. But he told BBC Radio 4 today, if we are going to respect the referendum, it will be about the deal. Shadow Secretary of State for Brexit Keir Starmer speaks to journalists in the Exhibition Centre, Liverpool. Photo by Leon Neal. Getty Images. But Shadow Brexit Secretary Sir Keir Starmer later told reporters that the option of ditching EU withdrawal had not been ruled out. The meeting last night was very clear that the question of a public vote should be open, he told reporters. We weren't ruling out options and nobody was ruling out Remain. There were 300 people in the room and that was absolutely clear. More on Labour.